Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. It is absolutely beautiful this morning. We did get some much needed rain, and the area out here is completely soaked, so kind of hunched down on a little stool right now. Um, I'm Jenny Hensley, co-owner and effectiveness coach with Dynamics. Our goal is to help you reclaim your time so you can reclaim your life and love your work again. And if you're new to our Sunday pep talk, you will hear sounds in the background. There are three dogs running around patrolling the yard for squirrels, and I've got one. Harry is right here with his squeaky toy, of course. So that's just the way it goes, guys. It's live. So we have spent the last few weeks looking at your number one meeting issues. And the first one was when meetings go overtime. Last week we talked about meeting dominators, or people that hijack and take over the meeting so nobody else gets to talk. And this week's is the critical complaint: we never get anything done. So for those meetings where you know you're going to go in and it's going to last however long it's supposed to last, but the same thing's just going to happen over and over and over again, and we're never going to get anything done. This is kind of the Groundhog Day, one of my favorite movies, the Groundhog Day effect, where you're living the same thing over and over again. The agenda items keep popping up. Even though you think you've solved it, you really haven't. So why does this happen, and how can you solve it? Three things I'm going to share with you today. First of all, give me a thumbs up if you've ever been in a set of meetings or a meeting where you didn't accomplish anything at all. You spent 1, 2, 3 hours and you can't figure out why you were even there. Give me a thumbs up if that has happened to you. So this happens because there's not a clear process. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is process, how you put everything together. And this means, to step it backwards, that you have to actually plan for meetings, and you have to spend some real quality time planning. What do you want to accomplish in an agenda, and how are you going to get there? So the how you're going to get there are processes. What do you want from the group? Do you want input from the group? Specifically, what do you want from them? And you share how you're going to do it. I always share the easiest process to implement, especially if you haven't done it before, is think, pair, share. So if you're in a group and they're going to be giving you feedback, let's say they're giving you feedback on a new policy or something that you're working on, you have them review it, think about it on their own, and jot down some notes. Then you have them pair up with a partner, and then you have them share out. And you gather that input, and everybody gets an equal opportunity to share out. So you go around the room and give everybody an opportunity. The goal with these processes is to make sure that you hear from everyone in the group. You balance participation across the group. That way, you know that you're hearing from all members of the group, and you get quality input. Because we talked about dominators last month, but that leads into this one. If you have a dominator or a couple dominators that take over the whole meeting and everybody else gives up, then people don't feel heard and they don't accept the decisions that are made in the meetings. So you really have to deal with that. When you do the think, pair, share, you can also set a timer. So when everybody's sharing out, they get 30 seconds or a minute to share out. That way you can make sure that everybody gets equal opportunity to share. The next one is talking about who does what. So in the meeting, once you've decided, okay, this is what's going to happen, you have to decide who's going to own it from there. Okay, so we go from this place, who is going to accept the next steps and what are they going to do? So it's crystal clear. And I think that we skip some of these steps because we kind of either are in a hurry and don't have enough time in the meetings, or we think that we've already said it. And for leaders, it's often that you've thought about it a whole lot, but the group really hasn't. So I would err on saying it more times rather than saying it less times. So who is going to do what? That way you know that the things that you need to get accomplished are going to get accomplished. And this is kind of the same thing, but you at the end you say, after the whole meeting, end the meeting really strong by talking about next steps. It goes back to the who's doing what, but you lay it out for the entire agenda. you rephrase, have somebody in the group paraphrase what was decided, what's going to happen next, what's going to be on the next agenda. It feels like you've done it twice now because I said you say who does what when you're dealing with the item, but then you paraphrase, summarize at the end of the meeting so you finish strong. That way, everybody knows. Even though you may feel like you're repeating yourself, everybody knows what's happening, what the decision was, and what's going to happen. Also, I think the next steps are really important in terms of following up with a summary email. This is good for sometimes people can't make it to the meetings or have to leave early or maybe got there late. You summarize everything, and then you can send people back to that email when they come to ask you questions. Go check out the summary email, and then once you've read that, let me know what questions you have. So if you try those three things, I think you're going to find that you really are accomplishing things on your meetings. And I would suggest that if this is a real problem for you, you search back. One of our most watched videos ever is avoiding 3 meeting mistakes. And if you watch that video, the last 2 videos, and we have them on our Dynamics Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel, the Instructional Leadership channel. If you check out all of those, I think you're going to find that your meetings are a lot more effective. People are in a much better frame of mind when they're in your meetings, and you actually accomplish things and don't repeat them over and over again. So I would love to hear how this goes for you if you're able to try these processes and make your meetings better. Share in comments. It really, really helps us if you share and if you like. And I see that my dear friend Jill is on. Hey, Jill! I hope I'm helping you with meetings. So next week, I'm excited. Of course, you know, if you've watched any of these videos, that I'm a super psycho planner person, and I got a new planner. It is an effectiveness planner, and it has amped up my effectiveness, and I can't wait to share it with you next week. So that's what we're going to talk about next week. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and if you're lucky enough to have today off, please, please do not work all day and take time to enjoy it. Bye, guys. Bye, Jill.